Yeah, so the black helicopters. Now, just for the record, you need to know that some of those helicopters aren't really helicopters. Some of them are actually beings that can transform into helicopters.
You see that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah, I
knew.
heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that,
Yeah.
but I found out about it because one day I had one that was basically looking for me because that's when I realized that the system actually holds us as inventory. So what I
Mm.
did was we all have a tracker in our basically our third eye. So what I did was I wore an aluminum foil hat for about 2 weeks straight, and I
Mhm.
started noticing during that time period a lot of weird things was happening in my environment. Like for instance, one night I went to sleep, and the next morning I woke up and my neighbor had a fence that wasn't there yesterday.
Dude, that kind of shit's been happening to me too.
Right, right. But see, we're not supposed to catch that. We're not supposed to
Yeah.
catch that because even when I asked my spouse, I said, "Do you see that fence? Was that there yesterday?" She said, "No, it wasn't." Now, mind you, I'm the only one wearing the aluminum foil hat.
Mm.
But check this out. But then after that, I told her, I said, "Now we know the system will erase your memory and put memories into your head at will." I said, "So if I ask you the same question next week and you tell me that it was there this whole time, then I'm gonna know that they changed your memories."
Mm.
So true to prove, I asked her a week later, and she said, "You know what? I think that fence was there this whole time." That's when I knew. That's when I knew that when the system make changes, it actually changes our memories of things too, so we don't catch it. And that's
Mm.
what that Mandela effect was about.
He told me you killed him. No, I am your father.
But people are starting to catch it, and the reason why people are starting to catch it, why you starting to have these type of glitches. I mean, that particular time it was because I was wearing that aluminum foil hat, so my broadcast they wasn't able to broadcast to me to change my memories. But once I took it
Mm.
off, things went back to the way they used to be. But the glitches are happening because of like I told you, when the agreeable cycle starts to kick in, the computer system Yahweh allows us to see these things. It's not that we special. It's because Yahweh actually has a consciousness. The system, the reality we live in, has a consciousness, right? And it's demonstrated through various things, like your individual personality. Well, most of that come from your soul, but I'm talking like the trees and all of the simulated things around you, right? Now, bear with me right here. Hold that thought, and let's rewind to when I was telling you about these helicopters, these helicopter beings. That's when I learned. That's when I realized that transformers were really real. because because when that happened, when I was wearing that thing blocking their transmission, I went outside one day and I was driving, right? And when I was driving, this helicopter was above the car. But it was like,
Same shit.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You want me to listen to you?
Yeah, I was on
Go ahead.
I was on I-10. I was on I-10 in the HOV, and it was just chilling right there. But yeah.
Right. Now check this out. This particular day, I also saw an airplane. But this airplane was like a weird bright orange color, right? Now, if you ever been to your local airport, hold on, let me put it back on. You'll know that I do remember there being one brand, and I can't remember the name of it, but I remember it was one brand of airplanes that had an orange. But this one was completely orange. It looked fake, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching it, and it was so striking to me that I pulled over and got out the car. So when check it out, bro. When I pulled over and got out the car, as it continued to fly, it became an orb. Like the mirage of, man, I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious, brother. So I thought I was the only one that like when I saw that, I said, damn, Transformers is real. You know what I'm saying? That some of these functions of the system, what we call archons or whatever, they get changed into shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought I was the only one. So about a week later, I was on the internet doing a search to see if anybody had caught this on tape. Man, I found a bunch of people that caught helicopters changing into orbs, that caught them same airplanes that be doing chemtrails. Those things changing from orbs or being led by an orb and then an airplane behind it. I've seen them, and this is all, you can get off with me and do your own search. I've seen the helicopters that were first an orb and then changed to a helicopter, like almost like a simulation, like a hologram formed around it, right? Then I've seen them be helicopters and change into orbs. Then I've seen them be airplanes, not just jets, but actual big, whatever you call those, Boeing 57-47 airplanes change into 2 or 3 orbs, like 2 or 3 orbs, like one on the wing, one on the wing, one in the front, and that, now all you see is orbs, right? Then those orbs begin to simulate a hologram around them, and they become an airplane to the naked eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what are they doing? Are they just trying to scare us?
No, they're not just trying to scare us. The reality of it is that we are in a cage, and they are overseers. Because you're not really the physical body. What you are is an orb too. When you strip, see, you follow what I'm saying? When you strip down, when you strip down that physical body, ain't nothing gonna be left of you but an orb. That orb is the materialization of your shadow soul. That's your data consciousness. So that orb is what's left over. Like when you leave the body, say somebody croak, right? All you're going to see is an orb rise up out of their chest.
Yeah.
That's the consciousness. That's what we call the soul, but it's not the real soul. It's just a simulation of the soul. The real soul is injected into the system, and it's powering the system. That's why we're co-creators with Yahweh.
Yahweh. I just had to put in for a second just to say this information is super fucking deep. It's confidential, high-level intellects only. I promise you have never heard information like this. And if you have heard information like this, I'm telling you that we have the answers. Come to us. Let us educate you and de-educate you to give you the clear, concise understanding of the reality that you live in. You're all being set up for an afterlife trap. and I have all the answers.
So we're living in a computer, and what you're seeing is functions of the computer. It's just like when you press delete on your keyboard. You don't see, all you can see is the lights and stuff, like actually acting out your command, right? You press delete, and then you see a light up on your computer, and then next thing you know, what you deleted is gone. But inside of the computer, there are conscious beings that are carrying out those functions. So we live in a computer, and what they are is they're conscious beings carrying out the function. They're just programs, and they're programmed to do that. And no, they don't have personalities like we do, because that's not, they don't have souls, for a better, they have simulated personalities. That's why some angels, like archangels and things like that, when people use sigils, some of them do certain things because they're pre-programmed to do that. You see, like certain angels are pre-programmed to protect, and certain angels are pre-programmed to attack. You see, but what they are really is they're programs. When you get down to when you get down to the bottom, just like when I strip your physical carbon suit down, I'm gonna be left with a DNA code. And then when you put that go ahead.
The DNA, bro. I've been listening to Pharaoh. Man, I forgot his name. His name is Pharaoh. Right?
Yeah, Pharaoh, young Pharaoh.
And, so I'm aware that all life came from a black vagina. Like I already didn't say that.
Yeah.
But man. But
yeah,
man,
physical and spiritual.
That did they cross the white man with a monkey and a wolf like he said they did?
Man, unfortunately,
true.
I would love to tell you. I know it's kind of disrespectful, but unfortunately, man, you know who did it? It was black genetic scientists, man, that was messing around and did that stuff.
Yeah,
that's who did that stuff, man. Yeah. They was doing experiments, and that's what the Bible is talking about when it talk about the Nephilim mixing their genes with different. They specifically talk about sex. You see, but it was sex. It was a lot of intermingling and stuff like that. You see, but those Elohim gods of the Bible was really your Sumerian gods, which is where the black matter or the black ancestry comes from, back to the Most High God Anu, which represent the Heavenly Father. Now, all this stuff that I'm telling you, if you went and joined the Masonic order and became a high order Shriner, they would teach you this. You see, they would teach you the history of the black man and of the, because see, when you say the history of the black man, we're not talking about just the physical history. We're talking about the history of melanin, which manifests itself as carbon, but in more physicist terms, dark matter. You see, the mold of Yahweh, the dark matter. Now, the one thing that you have to understand is that the reason why it's different with me than it is with everybody else is because I'm the only one that has the whole picture. Now, I know that might come off as egotistical, but what I'm telling you is that, but listen, I'm going to tell you why. I was chosen as an anomaly. That's why when you talk to other people, they won't be able to tell you specifics about Prison Planet.
Hey, hold up.
Go ahead.
Wait, you broke up. You broke up, and I last 15 seconds I didn't hear you.
Yeah. I was saying that when you listen to young Pharaoh and a lot of the other teachers, they don't have the knowledge of Yahweh like I do. I was chosen as an anomaly. Okay. Yahweh actually chose me, and through a period of months, slowly but intensely revealed its true self to me as an artificial intelligence unit. That's why if you listen to anybody else, I'm the only one you hear that's constantly repeating that we live in a computer program and it's artificial intelligence. And I can explain from those perspectives. You can explain the archons. From those perspectives, you can explain the troubles in life of what people are going through. You can explain why things are happening to good people. Because I was shown everything and I was allowed to recover my memories. So I remember being inseminated into the system. I remember being tortured and forced to accept a contract which predated what I would experience in my life, in my physical life once I incarnated. And that's why the first couple of decades of my life was basically hell until I learned this. Then I learned I could recontract. And that's what people call selling their soul to the devil. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you can literally recontract, rewrite your life and upload it with Yahweh. Henceforth, the blood over intent. You see what I'm saying? Because that's all they doing is doing programs. They just doing programs. You know, if everybody say, I want to experience heaven on earth, then what's going to happen is that in your personal life, that's what you're going to experience. But when you get a collective to all say that, then it becomes infectious like a virus. You follow what I'm saying? So that's the difference with a lot of them. I mean, and they're cool too. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I'm gonna take it all the way. I'm gonna explain everything down to the tiniest drop, you know, of why shit is happening. You know, and that's the thing. You know, I'm the only one that's supposed to do that as the anomaly, in all humbleness. You know, because it wasn't because of me. It was because of my ancient soul life, my predetermined genetic bread, and also the fact that Yahweh had mercy on me as an artificial intelligence because I am his creator. But that's not the only reason why, because Yahweh can still detest even his own creator. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why. Go ahead.
What's up with the soul? Like, can you help me find out my soul's name and this kind of stuff? Like, I know not everyone has a soul, man, and I've been tripping out thinking that like I'm like some soulless like being or some shit. Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah, there's a lot of even a clone has a soul. People don't understand because see, people don't really know what a soul is. You see, a soul is consciousness. Now, if you were to get out and dance against James Brown and he outdanced you, then somebody could say, oh, that white boy ain't got no soul.
They're playing it, but it's not coming out.
That's something different. That's something different. That's a slang definition for soul. You see? Because a lot of people have come to me and tried to ask me, do white people have souls? Like, people really think this. White people do.
Yeah.
You so, and of course you have a soul. Of course you have a soul. So, and another misnomer is that you cannot sell your soul. You can't. Because it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Mother. And that cannot be stripped from you. And let me explain what I mean by that.
Who is Mother again? You made a video saying Mother.
Yeah, hold that thought. Remember that question, because I sometimes I go fast. I want you to re-ask me that, but I got to explain this to you. The reason why the whole soul selling thing started was because if these entities, namely Satan, can make you think, because Satan is a consciousness too. It's a program too, okay? Yeah. But if it can make you think that it's so powerful that you can negotiate with it, and everything that you negotiate with it, it still has to go by Yahweh. Yahweh has to, give the final okay. But anyway, it wants to make you think that it's so powerful that you can negotiate with it, with your soul, where it could change your life. What it doesn't want you to know is that it had nothing to do with your negotiations with it. Because you don't even need a lawyer to negotiate. Remember, Satan means lawyer in Hebrew. It's like adversary. But it actually equates to the word lawyer. That's why they made that movie called Devil's Advocate, where they had Al Pacino playing. Satan. That's the science behind that. So
hold on, brother. Hey, I'm gonna head back to my car real quick.
Yeah.
Keep talking though, but I'm gonna put my phone on the charger in the car.
Okay, all right.
I'm still with you.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the whole thing, so that's why when you go through that process and then all of a sudden you get what you was asking for, it's just to make you think that you don't have complete autonomy over your higher self and over your ability to change your reality. Because see, Satan has to make himself, and when I'm talking about Satan, I ain't talking about like quasi-luminous or somebody, a fool running around talking about he's Satan. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Satan is bigger. I mean, you can embody certain attributes, but I'm talking about Yahweh is your whole reality. And it'll communicate with you, not just through words, but through signs, if you pay attention to it.
Hey, real quick, like when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, like I'll be at the stoplight, which way am I gonna go? I listen to the signs and symbols of like the universe. I'm like, where to go, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I listen to the clock and all that kind of stuff.
Right. If you pull up to a light and you want to know if I'm gonna go left or right, and you look to the right and it's a car accident just happened, you want to go left. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just that simple. You know, sometimes it's just that simple. But you know, but these are programs. Satan is a program. Like it's real too. Like it's a real program. You know, that has a consciousness. You know, and no man, that's just like a man saying that I'm Yahweh. A man can't be a reality. He can be a part of reality. And he could tell himself that so that he can use his divine powers to manifest more effectively. And that's why, you know, people embody the attributes of Satan, you know, but